Summer light on the edge of the world. There are places in the world where summer is not just a season, it's a phenomenon. And nowhere is that more true than the far north of Scotland. Come June and July, the light lingers long past bedtime, and night forgets how to fall. If you travel far enough, past the mountains of Sutherland, through Caithness, and across the water to Orkney or Shetland, you'll find yourself standing on the edge of everything. This is not just the edge of a map, or the end of a road. This is a threshold between ancient and modern, silence and sound, land and endless sea. Here, in midsummer, the days seem to last forever. The locals call it the simmer dim, that soft half-light which drapes the islands after sunset. It's never fully dark. At midnight you can walk the beaches without a torch, the horizon still glowing with a copper-blue hush. There's no rush to sleep. Time stretches out like the tide, and you become something older, slower, simpler. In Orkney you might sit on the grassy banks above Skara Brae, the Neolithic village that predates the pyramids, watching seabirds wheel in the twilight. Wind whispers through the stone ruins. You imagine the lives lived here, children playing in the midnight light, hearths flickering into the slow dusk. Further north, in Shetland, summer brings a quiet magic. Puffins nest on sea stacks, seals lounge on kelp-strewn rocks, and the sea, never still, sparkles like cracked glass. The air tastes of salt and peat smoke, and if you're lucky, you might hear fiddle music drift out from a croft or village hall, echoing through the long evening like a heartbeat. Summer here is not loud. It doesn't blaze, it lingers, it wraps you up in sea air and ancient stones, in skies that never quite dim, in stories told by wind and wave. It's the kind of season you feel in your bones long after you've left. There are no crowds in these parts, no city noise, no rush, just you and the land and the endless horizon. You might walk a cliff path for miles and meet no one, just gulls crying above and the low moan of the sea below. Each step takes you further into quietness, further into memory. Because that's what this northern light does. It strips away the noise and brings back the old things, things we forget in busier places. Patience, stillness, wonder. You remember how to listen, how to watch, how to wait. It's the kind of place where time feels slower, not because it drags, but because it matters more. Every moment, lit by that soft golden glow, feels deliberate. The late evening walks, the morning mist lifting off the moor, the scent of heather in bloom. Even the simplest things here feel rich with meaning. A cup of tea by a cottage window, a conversation with a crofter about the way weather changes everything, a child playing barefoot on a beach of silver sand, chasing shadows that never grow long. In this far northern light you begin to understand why poets and painters come here again and again trying to catch the feeling. It's not something you can photograph, not really. You have to stand in it, breathe it in, let it settle around your shoulders like a shawl. And that maybe, just maybe, it's the light that brings the stories back, the ones carved in standing stones and whispered in Gaelic and Norn. Tales of selkies and giants and Viking ghosts. In summer they don't feel distant, they feel alive, like the land is still telling them if you'll only stop and listen. So if you ever find yourself craving space, not just physical space, but space of the soul, come north, come to where the summer doesn't sleep, to where the sea touches the sky and the light never quite lets go. Come stand on the edge of the world and feel it open. Lochs, laughter and local lives. Summer in Scotland isn't always about solitude or silence. Sometimes it's about connection, to place, to people, and to a way of life that still knows how to breathe. Head west to where the highlands ease into lochs and glens, and the villages of Argyll and the Trossachs seem to rise out of the land itself. Here, summer doesn't just happen to the landscape, it's celebrated with it. You might arrive by winding road or by quiet train, where the carriages hug the shorelines of lochs like silver threads. And when you step off, the first thing you notice is the light, not endless like the northern isles, but golden and warm, spilling through the trees and dancing on water. There's a softness to these places in summer. The hills wear green with pride, wildflowers bloom by stone walls, and the lochs lie like mirrors beneath a sky that finally remembers how to smile. Boats drift lazily, children laugh from pebbled shores, and the scent of bracken and pine hangs in the air. But it's the people that make summer here unforgettable. In a village like Killin or Inverarray, you don't stay anonymous for long. A wave from a passing cyclist, a nod from the man behind the butcher's counter, and a wink from the woman at the bakery who insists, honestly, the scones are best still warm. These are places where names matter, not for status, but for stories. Summer is the season of keelids and fetes, of market days and pub nights. On any given weekend, you might stumble into a gathering that feels less like an event and more like a homecoming, even if it's your first time. There's music, of course, always music. Fiddles, pipes, guitars, even spoons if someone's had a dram or two, and laughter that rolls like thunder across the hills. Wander down to the lochside in early evening, and you might find an older man casting a line in the same waters he fished as a boy. He'll nod, tell you the trout aren't biting like they used to, then proceed to share a tale that meanders like the river itself. You'll learn more in 10 minutes than any guidebook could offer in a week. Further along the lane, a cottage garden bursts with colour. Marigolds, lupins, foxgloves, and an old woman offers you a sprig of mint with a smile that could thaw January. Ask her about the weather and she'll give you the forecast and the folklore, bundled together in that musical lilt that makes every sentence sound like part of a story. Evenings are long and filled with simple magic. A barbecue on a stony beach, a bonfire crackling under soft skies, a group of teens leaping into the loch, shrieking as they surface, then laughing as they dry off under patchwork towels. No one's in a hurry, no one's watching the clock. The wildlife plays its part too. Ospreys diving in silence, red deer pausing at the tree line, midges appearing just in time to keep your smugness in check. But even they are part of the rhythm, part of the bargain you strike with a land that offers so much beauty so freely. And when the sun finally dips, not suddenly, but like a curtain falling in slow motion, the hills catch fire in amber and violet. The loch reflects it all, and you sit there, mug in hand, heart a little fuller than before, not because anything grand has happened, but because something true has. That's the thing about summer in this part of Scotland. It doesn't try to dazzle, it invites you in, it hands you a cuppa, offers you a seat by the stove, and says, "Tell me about your day." It makes room, it makes time. So if you're looking for a place where summer means more than sun, where it means warmth in the welcome, depth in the quiet, and joy in the ordinary, come here. Come to the lochs and lanes and lives that still value neighbour over novelty. Come to a place where every stone tells a story and every smile feels earned. Come find a summer that doesn't just change the landscape, it changes you.